everybody? We are making more wax dirt today. I was gonna go live when I was setting my traps earlier, but it's 16 degrees. My phone was not gonna let me do it. But I got about 8 in the ground before I ran out of wax dirt. Probably should have grabbed a lot more. Thank you, Catherine. What's up, Ringo? Yes, I will melt that wax down all the way. Time to play with dirt, Jeremy. So it's 12 cups of dirt, 2 cups of wax. This dirt's got a little bit of straw in it. My sifter did not sift out. It's more like sand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Paraffin wax. Continue, it might not have been the best idea. So this wax is from Hobby Lobby, paraffin wax. It's basically just little round candies. The flame is on. You see what I see. Get my charger a little closer. Yep. So when I'm done, I can put a little bit on that cardboard there because I'm going to dump all this out on the cardboard. And I'll show you what it does. I'll dump a little bit of water on it, and it's almost like Rain-X on a windshield. And the water will bead right up and run right off of it. But you just stir it in until you don't see any more of the wax. The dirt itself, the sand will almost look wet itself. I like when Hobby Lobby has 40% off sketchbooks and certain art supplies. Oh, whew. All messages. Would you like to see me ball shaving in the AMSR? You hit that subscribe button and I'm sure we could find something for you. Just make sure you subscribe first. Ooh, just heard a gunshot. That's about 20 minutes past shooting light. Fuckers. Yeah, my balls aren't that hairy to be waxing in the first place. I put too many miles on. I rubbed that shit right off. I probably walked 6 miles today already. Peyton, let me get you a wrench, man. Move, it says. That is my, oh. There we go. Get you a wrench, Peyton. Yep, went out to set my trap lines today. And I got 6 of my foot traps in. I think there were 4 Bridger number 2s and 2 Bridger number 3s. And a couple coon cans, but I don't think I'm going to be seeing any raccoons for a while. 16 degrees out. So I am making wax dirt for trapping. It keeps your traps from freezing to the ground. This is my first year trapping. Being in the northern states, we get a lot of snow, a lot of freezing bullshit temperatures. So you kind of have to. Turn up the heat a little bit. Yeah, I've always known about trapping and foot traps and known what foot traps were, and I didn't even know how they anchored them to the ground until this year. I figured that out and started watching some videos, and all the videos I was watching were guys down in Texas, and it's like, well, my environment is not the same as your environment. How the hell do you do this in 12 inches of snow? So then I started looking at northern trap lines and Montana Wolf Trapper and watching how they do it. If you live in the northern hemisphere, you're either making this shit for your traps or you're using a trapper's antifreeze. Yeah, that's what we're doing, learning as we go. I tanned my first deer hide this year, never done that before. It turned out really good. I'm gonna make some of these, it's called a bomber style hat. I don't know why. This one is fox fur, the fake shit. But I'm going to try to cut my deer hide up into 3 of these. I'm gonna sew 3 of these together out of my deer hide. That's supposed to stay up. It's a pretty simple pattern. So we're gonna make that out of the deer hide. Then I have a couple raccoon hides directly above me that I messed up on, so I'm gonna probably tan them myself and do the same thing. How we doing, old Henry? We are making more wax dirt. I was gonna go live today setting my traps, but at 14 degrees my phone battery did not want to last. So I currently got it plugged in on the charger while I'm doing this. But 2.5 gallon bucket is what I went out with, and that only got me about 6 traps. I got about 6 more to go in the ground. Yeah, this one's fake fur too, Jeremy. They call it Fuchs, Fuchs, F-A-U-X, which is basically fake fur. Which I won't lie, when I was trapping earlier today, I was sweating my ass off. And this hat, I had so much snow in my beard from it snowing. And this hat was wet from the snow, but it actually ended up freezing to my beard. So I went to go take off my hat at one point, and my hat was literally like stuck like this to my beard. So this one's a cheap one too. I think Dakota Dan, I think. Dakota Dan. You can pick these up at any of your truck stop gas stations. I think I spent like 15 bucks. This thing's supposed to stay up, but I used to pack too many packs of cigarettes up here that it broke and came down. Yeah. Faux fur, what it is. You got one damn sub last night. Hey, everybody in here. You got a blue wrench. There's 5 of you. Click on old Henry's name and go sub to his channel. That's the whole reason I give you wrenches, is so you can go check out other people's channels. How we doing, Gene? Gene does things. Turn this shit up again. Alright, hold on a minute. I'll put you back up on this table over here. Let's scoot it a little closer. Need a beer. Need a beer. What's up, David? Yeah, got that spoon from old Hobby Lobby. Got my paraffin wax from old Hobby Lobby. Hopefully this don't blow up in my face. Too cold out here. Oh yeah. A little bit of Upper Michigan's Upper Hand Deer Camp. Brought to you by. Oh yeah. It's like a bush, but better. Bush Light, but better. Oh. I'll write you a Hobby Lobby song. Cheers, Catherine. Did pick up some more traps today. Yeah, stay tuned until I get this batch of dirt done. I'll show you what it looks like fresh from the store and then what I do to it. Oh. far as putting J hooks and swivels and anchors on them. This wax is finally starting to melt a little bit. From Sweden. Appreciate you coming in. Yeah, I'm making more wax dirt. I went out today and set traps. I was gonna go live while setting my traps, but it was 14 degrees. I did not think my phone would last very long. And then I was trying to use my phone to pinpoint where all my traps were on my Moultrie app. Picked up a new Moultrie trail cam, came with a really cool mapping system. Adolf Akinson, I appreciate you coming in here. How is life in Sweden? Always wanted to go to Sweden. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Sweden is one of the only countries that if like a nuclear disaster were to happen, every single resident has a place to go underground. Like they got more underground cave networks than here. If a nuclear something were to happen, our government would pop on the TV and say, "Get under your desk and kiss your ass goodbye." See how the dirt's starting to almost look wet? That's good. We're not seeing any more of the wax bubbles popping up in here. Lewis Brown, what's up, man? Give this another minute or so of stirring. So we don't want to burn it and give it a smell by burning it. You do want to stir it really good because you want it all to be even in consistency. So, Lewis, I am making wax dirt for trapping. You live in Maine, so you kind of understand the snowy situations we find ourselves in. But for trapping coyotes and critters, when you use foot traps in the snow, it freezes to the ground. So you make wax dirt, put it under your trap, set your trap, put it over your trap, and then that helps the trap from freezing to the ground and helps you actually catch the critters. This batch is about done. What is DoorDash? I've been living under a rock for about past 40 years. Well, I think DoorDash is where you go online and you order something and somebody brings it right to your door. But I don't know. I don't use it either. I think I'm gonna call this batch done. Yep. Yep. Let's turn around. Whatever you do, don't burn it. That's what he says. Oh, steaming. Stay out of that. It's not your bed. I know I don't have 12 cups left. You're gonna watch some redneck math happen right here. Two, three, four. Say that's 6 cups, so we're just gonna add 1 cup of wax. Before I add the cup of wax though, I'll show you the Ohio since COVID and recently Pennsylvania, but I'm back in Boston area working. I should be living with the next 3 years. Nice. So I don't know if you can see the color of the sand in my pot compared to this color of the sand down there. That down there is a lot darker, almost looks wet. That was a good mix. The Shoot Wood Shop. Hey man, thanks for coming in. I'll give you guys a wrench, explain to you what I'm doing in here, show some traps to the people that just came in here and wondered why I was doing this. So I'm getting into trapping. I'm in the northern part of the hemisphere, so we got 12 inches of snow outside that door. So I'm making wax dirt. That just came out of the pot. It was 12 cups of dirt, 2 cups of wax, paraffin wax, non-scented. This is the next batch to go. You can kind of tell the color difference there. And then why I am making the dirt. I know this is a little bit of alcohol abuse, but I told Catherine I would show her. Get out of the way, Lily. See how it just kind of bubbled right up on there? Ooh. I'm gonna have to break that up. Might have to break it up a little bit, but it'll run off instead of soaking into like normal dirt. It's a little bit more sandier of a consistency than that last batch. But it is important where you get your dirt from. This dirt came out of a barn. How much do you make for how many traps of wax? So one of those nail buckets I think is 2.5 gallons. And I set 6 foot traps today with 1 full bucket. I did not get all my traps in the ground. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more foot traps to go. And then I said I got a new one that I'd put together for you guys. It might be in my house still. So you use a J-link and a swivel and an earth anchor, which I don't know if I have out here. I have to run into my house, but these are earth anchors, these steel cables. You use a quick link, and then you get a J hook, then a swivel. And that's what these are for. So I got 5 there and 1 brand new one in the house, so I'll have 6 more to do. So I might try spreading this a little thinner on the next batch so I can make this work. I hope my dad trapped when I was a kid. We trapped beaver, muskrat, and fox. That's awesome. They make you a moderator so you can connect with the others. What's up, hunting and stuff? Yeah, I was gonna take you guys live with me setting traps today, but my phone does not like to last when it's 14 degrees outside. Battery would have been dead very fast. Plug you guys in. So, whew, you've been plugged. Set up this goofy little tripod I got here, and we'll make the next batch. Alright, so we had 6 cups of dirt in that one. So we need 1 cup of paraffin wax for this one. I have a feeling my dog is going to lay in that shit if I let her. Bar. See, I don't like how that was compared to that last batch that I made, but it'll all break up. Break it all up before we bring it out. That's a baby girl. That's a baby girl. I'm mad you didn't get to go trapping with me today. You had to stay home. Apartment blocks from the 40s to the 70s, I think, but they can't withstand a nuclear bomb. Well, the documentaries I seen on Switzerland is you guys got a lot more than we got for shelters. Sides of the mountains out there. Here, I'll go right to the pond again because this one's gonna go fast. I'll say I bought a trail camera. I downloaded the app for it, and I love the features that it have. It has a map feature where you can pinpoint everywhere you've walked. So, like if you were looking for a deer, it'd be really handy. You can crisscross on your map, see exactly where you've been through looking. And then you can drop the pins, really simple, and label them. So each time I set a trap today, I'd either write out Bridger number 2 or Bridger number 3 or coon can, or some of them I marked what baits I used. So I made my own homemade bait. So I wanted to know if that one compared to the store-bought baits. I would like to get some of Trapper J's stuff, but I hate ordering shit online. Or you's a beautiful doggy. You a pretty girl. You bashful. I don't think so. There was straw in that too. I kind of see it still. But I'll still put a little bit of the natural environment dirt over the top of my wax dirt to blend it all in. Oh, you're good, Adolf. We understand you. I don't think the straw will matter too much. One concern I did have a little bit was the barn that I took this out of. A lot of cats go in there and use it like a fucking litter box. So there might be a cat piss smell to it. And it'll either be really good or really bad. The coyotes will either love it or they'll fucking hate it. And I'll know in a week or two. Hey, they think you're beautiful. Are you beautiful? Are you pretty girls? Oh. You think I get hugs? Oh, you think I get big hugs? You scratch your bellies. Pretty girl. I gotta trim your daggers. You got some big old nails. This is my Chesapeake Bay Retriever. Oh, yeah. She is turning 7 years old this January. Retrieved me many ducks, many geese, handful of pheasants. That's the one thing about her is when she's out with me, I know she's kind of locked in here. But I've had dogs that would go and lay on the other side of the truck and just not really give two shits, fall asleep. This dog is always on my hip. I won't lie, hunting and stuff, this dog listens better than my wife and my son. I love my wife, but she'll ask me what I did today, and I'll tell her, and then 20 minutes later, she'll ask me what I did today. I just give her the look of, well, why'd you ask me earlier? I did add an extra light in here for when I'm on the fleshing beam, but I ain't had nothing to do for fur lately. And I don't think I'm gonna catch any raccoons soon with the weather being the way it is. My yellow lab Dottie, who passed 3 years ago, she was the love of my life. Dogs are just damn good animals. My last dog was a black lab, pit bull mix. It wasn't the best hunting dog, but loyal could be. We used to go bridge jumping when I was younger. We'd float down the river to train trussels and go and jump the trussel to the water. And my last dog went with me on a 7-day canoe trip. My older brother and I were jumping train trestles, and I smacked the water and looked up, and my last dog, Zobear, she was fucking airborne, belly flopped that. It's like a 40-foot jump. That dog followed me off a bridge. I can't say this dog would do that, but this dog's mannerisms and listens a lot better. Takes commands. We do a lot of blind retrieves with training, where she doesn't know what she's going after. She's just knowing that I'm telling her there's something there, so she trusts me. And I'll give her the hand signal to go right, and she'll go right. And then I'll blow my whistle and get her to stop, and she'll stop. And then I'll tell her to go left or a little bit back further. She does all that. Kind of pissed me off, to be honest. No. You can measure your life in the about 8 dogs. If you have a dog your entire life, and you had them from a pup to their retirement, you get about 8 good dogs in your life. A lot of people have had many, many more, but they've adopted them with half their life already taken. And something about the retrievers. I just love the retrievers. They're so eager to please. Or pointers. They're beautiful dogs too. I love pointing dogs, but they're a little bit more for themselves than they are for the owners. I think this one's about done. Got that nice dark wet look to it. He's just waiting on me. Just like, Dad, let's go inside. Smack on me. Alright. I'm just gonna dump this right into the bucket. Push that out. I think the cute named it for me last time she was in here. We're calling this stuff Fancy Dirt. I'll set up my trapper's backpack with you guys, and I'm gonna call it a night. Today I drug a jet sled because I was multitasking and deer hunting at the same time, but that jet sled about broke my fucking back. I would rather carry this than drag that damn sled through the woods again. So we'll grab my bag, show you what I got set up. this is a homemade deal. This rack was a Boy Scouts of America rack. It was my uncle's. He'd given it to me. Took an old egg carton, zip tied it to it. Got a handful of foot traps. We got a handful of tuna cans. I like to keep a little carabiner up top so I can clip my anchors, just so they're not all tangled up in there. I'll set the tuna cans to the side and get my tools. Show you the tools of the trade. Show on the back of my truck. Load it right into here. So this is my trapper's hammer. I made it myself. So this is for driving my stakes down into the ground. Show you my stake driver. So when you're setting a trap, they got these wolf fang anchors. And how these work is you get the anchor driver that slides on there. And then you pound it into the ground, leaving your swivel above ground. And then you poke your trap. If it's this style, or if you got a foot trap, you got to bury it. So we got our anchor driver, wolf fang anchor driver. And I put that pointing away from me so it doesn't fall through the bottom of the basket. We got our sift pan for sifting your dirt over your traps. Slide that in the back. This also helps for digging out your trenches. If you're making a trench set. Now, I took this concept from Critter because I loved it. So I use this big old auger bit. What this was, I'll show you. Some of you old timers might be mad at me that I took this thing apart. This was an antique tool. Had that big wooden handle on there. I believe it was for doing barn beams and then putting the peg and the notch to lock everything together. I took it off. I welded a nut to it. So I got my nut driver. So this is for drilling your stink hole where you put your bait. I take that off. That goes with me. This hangs on the side. And then an old trapper buddy, he's like, no, you need a shovel. So he gave me this really cool shovel. So I carry that with me too. Sometimes it helps to make your trenches. And then for your conibears, you got your conibear tool for opening them up. Which I need to get a new set because this should be down here for setting the big 30s or the number 3s. It's just not quite big enough. But I only got a few of these, and I'm not seeing any signs of beaver in our river right now, so I'm not dealing with a wet river. Let me get another quick blade. Goes through here. So I like my shit organized. Throw a bunch of things through there. Up out of the way. And then a new thing I'm doing too. So you got a little bit of the flake antifreeze. I'll dig out my trench. I'll sprinkle just a little bit of that down. I'll put my wax dirt that I just made on top of that. And I'll set my trap in there, pack it nice and tight, and then I'll cover it again. The only thing we're missing, ooh, and I almost forgot, is my bait. I'll get that out of my truck and bring that in the house so it don't freeze. Grab that right now. A bait bag. I'll show you what I carry for that. Oh, there's a DeWalt battery I gotta bring inside. I do not let my batteries freeze. I'm a builder. I use them daily. All my batteries go inside. So that's the trapper's backpack. And then for bait, this is what I carry. It keeps pan covers in there too. What do you smell? Crucial when you're doing traps. I'm a smoker. I don't smoke when I'm wearing those gloves. Those gloves are only put on when I'm dealing with dirt and setting bait. Get out of there. Get out of there. I know. You smell fox. So this is the bag of baits. Magical kit and caboodle. That's what I use for my coon cans. You just fill it past the trigger. My dog loves cat food. Get out of there. This is a homemade food that I made. Critter sent me home with a quarter of a bottle of bait and 2 holes, and I was about out. So I decided to cut up some venison chunks and throw them in there. So it's preserved it pretty good. So this is a venison chunk mixture. I keep wax papers to cover my pan heads when I'm covering them up. We got canine force, a food calling lure, fox, coyote, and bobcat. We got beaver caster. I have not used any of that. We got fox urine. Another bottle of fox urine. And then Minnesota brand MB Predator bait. And that's just a chunky, stinky ass meat. You stick that down in your bait hole. And so we got half our trap set today, and we ran out of wax dirt. Now that we just made another batch of wax dirt, I'll go out and get my other half of the last of my traps in the ground. And then it'll just be checking traps daily. I can take you live when I'm checking traps, because that don't take me near as long as setting them all. So I hear, hey, Skipjack. Yeah, packing the stink hole. The trappers set up for your foot traps. You kind of make a rat's hole looking in the ground like a chipmunk hole, and then you end up sticking some stinky bait in there. And then you set your foot trap about 6 to 8 inches offset and in front of it. This is my bait bag, so this I'll take in the house just so it doesn't freeze. You missed it. We were making wax dirt. It's all right though. It's not very exciting. So now I'll wear that tomorrow instead of dragging a jet sled, because that killed my hips today. And I'll just carry the wax dirt, and that should be plenty enough to get these last ones in the ground. Get my bait, charge my battery. Yeah, I had everything in this thing earlier, dragging it around, and it was just no fun. No fun at all. But the only thing I got left to do is I believe I got a trap in the house that I need to get set up, so I'll go grab that. We can fix one up out here. Get it ready, clean up my mess. Throw this battery on the charger. I'm making more wax dirt, critter. Fucking snow. All day it's been this thick. This is what I set traps today in. 12 inches out in the fields, 12 to 8 inches, and just blowing like this. Swap to me. Come on, little girl. Oh, she's right on my feet. All right, let's grab that new trap, and then we'll bring that one out to the garage. And get that one set up and ready. Got it. I'll show you my deer hide that I just did. Since Critter's in here. Hang around a minute, Critter. You asked me about my deer hide. So this was a first time learning curve for me. You can tell it's got a little bit of stiffness to it. I had it rolled up. That's a little stiff. But it's so soft. A little bit of dark marks you see, it's just from me running it back and forth over a chair like this just to soften it up. But I'm still thinking that I am going to take this and turn it into a couple of these hats. One fur out, one fur in. Oh, I love snow too. One day out of the 7 days. It gets kind of annoying after a while. My wife drives a 2-wheel drive vehicle. Oh, carrying my battery in my pocket. Let me get that on the charger. Oil it. What kind of oil? Oil it and break it some more. It'll soften up. What kind of oil you speak of? I know I gotta break it a heck of a lot more. Nah, you stay in here. I do like snow, Catherine, but we live on a hill. Like you can tell where I just plowed. It's a 4-wheeler plow. I literally just plowed. There's probably already a 1/2 inch on what I just plowed. But I work outside all week. And it's 14 degrees outside. And the wind is, I'd say that's a 5 to 8 mile per hour wind right there. It just gets really cold, really tiring. If it wasn't windy, I'd love this shit. But like setting traps today, like I said earlier, that snow, this was wet, my beard was wet, they were frozen together. I went to go take my hat off and I couldn't take my hat off. Grab my little cooking oil. Use cooking oil on the deer hide. Mink oil or linseed oil. I do have linseed oil. And that'll actually soften it. I got no complaints on how soft it is right now. It's just it's stiff. I probably ought to take you over to the other one so you can actually see with it better lighting. So it's a brand new trap. I got to get it all set up. I'll do that with you guys quick, and then I'm going to go inside and start the fire. This is my paraffin wax for making my dirt. Alright, got a bucket to sit on. I liked the snow a lot more when I was younger. I'm getting older, it fucking sucks the energy out of you. Makes you stiff. So this one is a Bridger number 2 dogless, right from the store. They run $16 at our local store. It'll come with a zip tie connecting it. Your chain, we want to get that off there. Second zip tie connecting it, we want to get that off of there. So you got one swivel there. We got one swivel there. Fuck, I forgot my anchors. Gotta go get anchors. Oh, I might have one under this table. Let's hold. Nope, making a mess. Run back in the house and grab some anchors. I am standing here beside myself. Anybody know what movie that's off from? Alright. I don't have any anchors out here. I hear that as a roofer. Tough roofing in Maine in the snow. Oh, oil in a trap? No, I'm talking, I got a fur that I tanned myself. And he was saying to use linseed oil on it. So if you're wondering why I got all these inside, is I was making name tags for my traps, because that's something you got to do here in Michigan. Every trap has to have your name on it. Grab one, because that's all the new traps I got. Doggy's pissed that I left her inside. Alright. I was talking about oiling a trap. Lewis, definitely say it again, Michigan. I didn't hear you. I am standing here beside myself. Say that again. I'll let you guess. I am standing here beside myself. I pick up these quick links too. Heck of a lot easier than what I first started with. So the more swivels, the better on these, I guess. I have just been generally putting a J-hook in and going right into my anchor. But I mean, you could J-hook to J-hook into that, into another J-hook, into, and then have a whole nother set of swivels. I don't think I need to. There's a swivel there and a swivel there. If I find problems with it later on in life, I'll add more swivels. If this chain were to ever break, maybe I'd add a swivel in the center. A new subscriber, Child of God. I thought you were already subscribed to me, Child of God. What the hell? I appreciate you. I use fencing pliers for my traps for doing this. Basically, we're just going to pinch that J-hook shut. And then our anchor is on there. Twist that shut. I did find out the hard way that these quick links, if you go to the hardware store, they're $3 a piece. If you buy them online, you can get them for like 20 cents a piece. Stupid, ain't it? They'll have some Amazon driver waste half his fucking day to deliver these quick links for 20 cents a piece. But if you waste your gas to go pick it up, there's no... Tighten that up. So, brand new from the store. You buy these in a kit. Your swivels and your J-hooks, they all come in a big bag. You buy the Wolf Fang anchors. I got the 14-inch. Then you're all set. Now there's some old timers out there that would say I should boil this to get all the oil off of this trap, because oil smells, canines pick up that smell. If I would have bought this 3 days ago, I would have boiled it and dyed it with all my other traps, because all my other traps are dyed. But I'm going to throw this bastard right in the ground. It might not catch a coyote first, it might catch a possum, and it might catch a raccoon. But now we got one more to the arsenal. And that's it, that's all it takes. Let me throw that. Alright, Critter, how soon until you're ready for your fur shed? Yeah, I went out and set traps earlier today. I had two and a half gallons of dirt made to go out there. In the 2.5 gallons, I got 6 traps made or set in the ground. And that left me with 6 traps left. So I just made another 2.5 gallons. I'm gonna go through this a little more sparingly so I can get the rest of these out there. I put out, see, I had 3 coon cans, so I put out 3 coon cans, but the raccoons aren't moving here. It's 14 degrees. We keep getting fresh snow. I don't think we're gonna see raccoons for a minute. Hibernating. I did see some fox tracks while I was out today, so that was kind of exciting. I'd seen some possum tracks. I don't really care to catch possums. Since that one I've released, I've caught 3 more, and I just grab them by the back of the neck and I toss them to the other side of the river. I don't want to shoot something I'm not using. I'll show you a little peacock update when I drink my beer. Temper gauge, what's up? I might have found a home for one of these girls. Hello, Heidi. Heidi, shoot. Let me give you a wrench. That is a moderator, standard. If anybody that's already a wrench likes the wood shop and watching lathe and doing woodwork, go check out Heidi Shoop's channel. Her and her husband do an awesome job. They constantly doing lives, making cool stuff. The only thing I've carved, I've never got into what you're doing. I've always done woodwork, but I do a few chainsaw carvings here and there. That's the last one I was working on. I kind of just slowed down. No meal. Can't really. Let's see if I got my flashlight on my pocket. Hey! Cernomio. But I'm gonna finish this beer and go start a fire inside. Get some pretty peacock action here. Gate messes with the... Hey, there we go. The eagles are awesome. Yeah. Well, my best carving ever, I did an owl. And that was for one of my buddy's wives. He loves barn owls. Or she loves barn owls. So I made her a barn owl. And it turned out super, super awesome. The eagle carvings are pretty good. I kind of got in a rush after a while. They could be better. But I can still work on them some more. I shared your live on my page. I appreciate you. Let me give you a wrench. I've seen you in somebody else's channel. I don't remember. There you go, temper gauge. Oh, yep, this is Carol and Carol, because that's what we name female peacocks, is Carol. I got 700 subs, Peyton. I had 698 this morning. How warm does the lamp keep the peacocks? I don't know. Sticking my hand under here. Feels pretty toasty. I gotta change these shavings here pretty soon. They're starting to get a little shit covered. And their feathers don't have it all over them yet, so I know I'm all right, but you want to do it before their feathers get shit covered. What's up, Tightwad Doc? Well, we finished making our wax dirt. Trapper's back. Set back up, go set the rest of those traps tomorrow. I gotta bring that bag inside because it's got all my baits in it. I don't want them freezing up. Propane's off. Birds got water. They got enough food that I'm not gonna deal with it tonight. Make sure I'll spin it around so they got food. Yeah, it's kind of odd, Catherine. So I kind of asked myself, I was like, well, that's awfully dumb for a bird to hatch out chicks in August. But then I had to remind myself that this bird is from India. In August, India is, I don't think they get winters like we do. So that's one of the downfalls to having peafowl, is they hatch very, very late in the year, and then you get winter time. They are very hardy. They do very good in the winter. The adults that are outside, back in the coop right now, they're just chilling on their perches. They're fine. But what I should be doing is I should be raising this lamp every other day, like 2 inches, until it's 5 feet away and they don't need it, kind of acclimate them. But I'm just kind of keeping them under the lamp. My mother-in-law's said she had somebody that wanted a female peacock, so I said if somebody wants them, like truly wants them, I'll give it to them. I was just hoping for a male. It didn't happen, so yeah, they just literally chill in there. I don't know how this one in front got so much fucking bigger than the one behind it. They're the same damn age. They are some of the hardest birds to keep alive. we're past that point. Now it's going to be easy from here on out. But when they're chicks, before they get feathers, we started out the year with 7 of them. And now we're down to 2. Oh. One of my friends here has the white peacocks. What do I feed them? They get a 22% protein crumble mixed with a scratch grain. I don't have the crumble here. This is what I feed the chickens. So I got pellets, scratch grain, and crumble. And I mix all 3 of them bags together. That will give me 40, 80, about 120-ish. Then I will throw a small gallon-sized bag of oyster shells in with that for my chickens. And then for the peafowl, they'll get that, I don't know if you can see it through that little window. They get that scratch grain. It's like cracked corn and soybeans and wheat and shit like that. And then they get a powderized crumble from the mill that's a higher protein than what I do give the chickens. I could go for some crumble cookie right now. Yeah. So my wife, it's actually cookie day at the in-laws right now, and they're all making Christmas cookies. My wife and a lot of her friends go every year. It's an annual thing. So when she gets home, I'm just waiting for my molasses cookies. She'll make me a batch of molasses cookies that are like half dipped in chocolate, half not. They're just incredible. I think the molasses are my favorite. Molasses and oatmeal cookies. All right, I think my beer's done. That was cold. I grab my coffee. I'm going back inside. Cheers, y'all. I think Critter Getter will be live later. If you're new in here, go check him out. And who else? There's a Shoop. Heidi Shoop and her husband. I've seen him in here, I thought. If you go and check out Shoop's channel, they are a very nice couple. Yeah, the Shoop Wood Shop. The Shoop's Wood Shop. Go check them out. There's a good chance they'll be live tonight, too. They're running a wooden lathe, working wood. It's really cool. A lot of wooden projects, making bowls, spoons, carvings. Neat stuff. I appreciate y'all coming in. My beaters are getting cold. I'm going in the house. Peace out, y'all. Have a good night. 76 minutes. Yeah, and go check out old Henry's channel too. He's getting new into the content. He's got a couple new shorts up. Go check out his stuff for me.